Welcome to Real Food. Today we're going to talk about wasabi. It is a Japanese, well, probably not Japanese, but it's very popular in Japan as a condiment. It's a sauce which is frequently added with sushi, with their seafood dishes, etc. And it's very similar. It's a vegetable which is very similar to horseradish, but it looks more green, and its flavor is generally slightly different. It's not exactly the same, but it is quite similar. So this is what it actually looks like, and this is the Wasabi company. I ordered a few products from Wasabi company. One of the difficulties with wasabi has been very high cost. This particular wasabi plant, it grows along springs of fresh water. It's fairly labor intensive. It takes a while for it to grow before it can be harvested, and all these factors mean that it is quite pricey. But also there's another factor, because the wasabi, here's what it looks like, the actual fresh wasabi that I received from the wasabi company. Another interesting thing is that majority of paste, wasabi paste, that green paste that's consumed, is actually not made from wasabi itself, or if there is wasabi there, there's very little of it. And there's lots of other filling ingredients, fillers, like horseradish and other ingredients to make up for wasabi. Again, cost is one of the factors, and the second factor is that when fresh wasabi is used, the process of grating a wasabi creates that unique flavor and texture, and certain chemical compounds and components are generated during this grating process, and they no longer exist, and they basically degrade, and they transform into other chemical elements later on. So it's very difficult to capture that moment. So if you want to experience quite often real and authentic wasabi and what it is, it has to be prepared and fresh in front of you, almost similarly to how they sprinkle your dishes with fresh not onion but peppers when they grate it in front of you, or add a little bit of cheese. So it's that kind of process that you have to follow in order to experience that real wasabi taste. And this is what I will actually try to do. So, but what I ordered, this wasabi, I'll finish on this company, is actually a wasabi plant grown in England. So it's not from Japan, but it's an English plant, and it's just as delicious and just as beautiful. So here's the box that I ordered. It comes from this English company, and this is the wasabi plant that I also ordered, because I'm really keen on growing things myself, as you know. Well, here's a mature wasabi plant here. They can show you. Well, all of the components are edible. This leaf and flowers, you can also add them to salads. But one of the exciting things about this wasabi company is that I could order this live plant. And I am going to grow this gorgeous wasabi. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into this glass container, and I'm going to keep it until I find time to put it in a bigger container. So it's going to live here for a short while, and that's one thing. Secondly, they also supply this beautiful grater. This is the grater you use to prepare your fresh wasabi. So you grate it, and it creates that lovely green paste. So all this also comes with wasabi, and there's a beautiful brush. So this is one of the kits that I actually ordered. So it comes with these gadgets, leaflets, an actual fresh plant, and a piece of wasabi, which can be kept in the fridge for a few days or weeks until you consume it. Also, I ordered another box, and this same company also supplies delicious Japanese foods. So I took advantage of this, and I also ordered a fantastic, authentic bottle of Japanese soy sauce. You know, I find that authentic Japanese soy sauce is really delicious, and it tastes almost different from the supermarket version. I also ordered actual wasabi powder. So this is dried wasabi. Another interesting thing is that wasabi itself, even the fresh vegetable that you can keep in the fridge, it won't last more than a week or two. I mean, you have to consume it fairly quickly, and after that it's quite difficult. You have to reorder. But powder provides an interesting alternative. It's probably not going to have exactly the same taste, because as I explained, some of the chemicals, they actually only exist during the process of grating. But nevertheless, if I don't have the fresh one, I think this is going to be a really good alternative. Then another thing that they have is this gorgeous candied yuzu fruit. It's basically the skins of yuzu fruit and caramelized, well, not caramelized but sugared. It's a candy. Yuzu is a very popular citrus fruit in Japan. It's a very unusual citrus fruit because it's basically like a mixture of lemon, mandarin and grapefruit, but it's neither of those things. It's actually not as sour as lemon, but it's not as sweet as mandarin, and it's not like grapefruit either. So it's a very interesting thing, and it's got very fragrant, very delicious rind and skin. So here's another leaflet of what else they supply. Well, here's again the fresh wasabi vegetable, and they've also got vodka product, mustard, mayonnaise, yuzu mustard, and they've got, here's all these other products they supply, and different vinegars and sauces. Basically a variety of Japanese style foods and products. But that's not all. I showed you some yuzu fruit candy, but I also ordered some fresh yuzu fruit, and this is actually quite rare in the UK. You generally don't see them in shops and markets, but this is what the actual fruit looks like. As you can see, it's a little bigger than your typical mandarin, and it's the same color as lemon, but it's not the same shape, and it's not as big as grapefruit, but it has some grapefruit flavors in it. So it's a very interesting fruit, you know, and it is very delicious. It's actually quite sour compared to mandarin, if you like that mandarin. So here's a bit of skin. I've already got some. Another interesting thing is that when you eat it, you will find that there are lots of seeds. Look at these seeds. It's a very seedy fruit, and these seeds are quite large. I'm actually saving them because I'm going to attempt to grow a tree, because they look so beautiful, big and fertile that potentially you could grow your own yuzu fruit out of them. So I've saved these, and I will experiment and see if I can grow an actual yuzu fruit. But in addition to yuzu fruit, I also ordered these limes, and these are very unusual limes because inside them there's something that looks like caviar, like fish caviar, and inside them there's lime juice. Well, this is the actual fruit. These are very special limes. I never seen them before, but inside them, when you open them, here's what you find. There are these lots of small, they're almost like tiny grapes, or they also look like fish caviar, and each one of these little pearls or seeds or fruits contains lime juice. So this is really exciting, and I've never tasted these fruits before. So and they are very delicious. They don't taste like your typical conventional lime juice, but they are nevertheless really, really delicious. So I highly recommend to try if you never tried. So it's worth a try. And of course, this company supplies all these other amazing Japanese foods, so it's a very good supplier, and I'm really glad we've got them in the UK. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will at some point also try and create a video on how I grate and how I prepare my fresh wasabi, but I will do this separately because there's already quite a lot in this current video. So I hope this is useful. Let me wish you bon appetit, and we'll chat again soon.